And welcome again to Flashpoints. I'm Bob Orr, joined as always by Juan Zarate, our national security analyst. Juan, good to see you.
Bob, great to see you.
We frequently talk about Al-Qaeda in Africa. We've focused on a number of regions, but let's talk about Mali. We know about the French offensive there to kind of clean out the radical insurgents and Islamists there. Where does that conflict stand?
Well, the conflict continues, Bob, and you see a lot of concern in France that what was sort of billed as a quick action to support the Malian government to push back the offensive from the Al-Qaeda and the Islamic Maghreb group coming from the north. That is going to be a persistent, festering conflict. And so currently you've got an ongoing battle that starts to look like a bit of an insurgency in the heart of the Maghreb. Timbuktu, the city that was taken back, the famed city that was taken back by the French and Malian forces recently, just came under attack again from Islamist forces. The French forces and the Malian forces had to beat them back. The Chadian forces have had some very violent and bloody engagements as well. And you have a sense in the region that this is going to persist for some time, especially if there isn't political resolution in the capital Bamako, and there isn't a resolution between the north and the south. And so this isn't going to go away, and I think that's part of the reason we're talking about it. This is an issue that may be off the headlines today, but is going to remain a serious security issue for some time.
The French are very forward-leaning here. They've been very aggressive, taking the fight to the radical Islamists. What are the stakes here? Are we talking about the potential for another safe haven for Al-Qaeda? What's really the end game stakes?
Absolutely. I think you have a couple of potential problems with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic Maghreb. This is a branch of Al-Qaeda, or at least a network, a part of the network, that has been gaining strength. They've gained strength with millions of dollars because of kidnappings for ransom. They're currently holding 7 French hostages, for example. They've made millions of dollars off of it. So they're flush with money. They're flush with arms. The arms that came out of the revolution against Gaddafi in Libya added fuel to the fire. And they gained territory. And what you saw with the French was the French stepping in at a time when this group was gaining power, control of more territory, and they were getting bolder. They were heading toward the southern capital of Bamako in Mali. So this was an intervention by the French to actually stop the momentum of this group, and a group that had established safe haven and had the potential to be another base for Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda related groups.
In some ways, this is a little bit like whack-a-mole, though. You take care of a hot spot, and then it seems like a month or so later we have another hot spot. So is this more important than some of the things we've seen in the past?
Well, I think it's part of the same ongoing fight against these terrorist groups. And I think to think Pollyannishly that the fight against terrorism is simply limited to Afghanistan or Pakistan is not to realize that you have other safe havens or pockets of instability where these Al-Qaeda related groups have taken hold, either taking advantage of existing conflicts or have just taken hold of advantages. Places like Yemen, places like Somalia, places like the Maghreb, places in Central Asia, even some resurgence in parts of Southeast Asia. So this is part of a broader dynamic. What makes this so important was that this group was gaining momentum, gaining territory, imposing its own law, and frankly, creating great instability in Western Africa and Francophone Africa, and that's why the French stepped in.
So this is about stopping the momentum.
That's right, and we'll see here, Ban Ki-moon's talking about 11,000 peacekeepers to convert the African troops that are there. This is a long-term effort. The UN's going to get involved. The French are going to be involved for a while.
All right. Again, we'll keep an eye on that one. Juan, thanks very much.
Thank you, Bob.
And thanks to you for watching Flashpoints. I'm Bob Orr. We'll see you next time.